have some meeting minutes to approve. That is from our January 11th, 2016 regularly scheduled council meeting. If there isn't any additions or corrections, I need a motion to have those approved.
I'll make a motion.
Motion on the floor by Gina. Can you get a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mike. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried unanimously. Agenda this evening. Anybody have any additions or
One addition, we
corrections?
have, C renewal 29124.
Okay, we'll put that down at the bottom after tourism info. Anybody else have anything? If not, I need a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Motion on the floor by Donnie. Can you get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Stephanie. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried unanimously. Scott, we have our 2016 revised employee personnel policy. What has been revised?
So the last time it was revised, I believe, was in 2013. Communicating with you, Toby, and a few others, I went through, changed a few things. I'd say page number 15 was one of, page 15 actually was one before that. Sorry. Things got changed. Those were changed.
Their attorney look at the stuff too, or what?
Everything was revised by the attorney, yes. It goes down to, one of the changes was 2 floating holidays was in there. That was, I was kind of just confused.
So we just kind of called them personal days, I
So
see.
we just label them as personal
Yeah.
days rather than,
I see that.
so that they're at the employee's discretion.
Yeah.
But the main thing that we changed due to some of the,
That was on page 11.
is page 11, then page 15, number 6. We had to just kind of update this in regards to, at first, spoke about health stipend, that's how it initially was designed and
Yep.
things like that, and we had to make some changes due to the city not having health insurance and things like that, so paragraph 6 with, the bullet points on the next page were updated and revised.
Page 15.
Like I said, everything was reviewed by the attorney, and once again, Toby, under our communication, we just updated the
And with the new Affordable Care Act,
Correct.
there were some conflicts within our policy that we needed to get squared away. And I know Scott and I have been kind of just trying to work through some of the issues over probably the last year.
Correct.
That we could run into in situations we could run into. So it was kind of nice because our city attorney had went through training on this as well. And when we first started talking to him, he hadn't been through the training yet. And so he helped get us on the right path as far as healthcare reimbursements, things of that nature for the employees. It's not even a reimbursement. It is like a stipend, so.
Correct, it's, what it comes to is, a portion of our wage can be used for, other than wage, the following things in the following page, on page number 16.
It is taxed.
It's a taxable wage.
It's a
yes.
taxable wage.
And this puts us in compliance with everything up to date.
I make a motion to accept and approve the 2016 revised employee personnel policy with its changes.
There is a motion on the floor by Mike. Can we get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Gina. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried unanimously.
I think just from here on as well, probably it'd be 2 to 3 years.
We should look at it. We should look at it every couple months, just to make sure any law changes, things of that nature, we're staying on top of that. So yeah, thanks for doing that, Scott. Comp plan update. Who we got, Scott?
So after your 30 pages of policy, you're gonna see a little, well, first off, I should just start with last Wednesday, we met with Jordan Zeller, had a great conversation hour, just to kind of brief him on where we're at with our comp plan. We wanted to start this January, February as we planned. We're looking a good year out for completion. But in communication with him, we just talked about a number of things that he's gonna need for information to start the plan. Progress, he went over how everything is laid out, what kind of can expect from our side, start to finish of the process. We also started kind of talking more about different meetings and public meetings and community meetings and things like that. So we kind of came to a conclusion that with our little, we had a community meeting in the middle of December. We're gonna try and tie those together with this comp plan and start planning with the comp plan and tie that together. He's gonna help monitor those meetings as well. During the conversation, he talked about sending out a survey. This is above and beyond what we budgeted for him. He came in with a cost around $8,000 for the total project as a whole. I budgeted around 10 this year, next year. So we do have a little bit of room, but not for what he's looking for. It's gonna be, and if you look on that paper, it's an additional $4,000 for a survey.
that,
And what that
yeah.
does, he kind of explained it in that full page. It's a lot more beneficial, get a lot more information. You know, when we had the meeting in December, there's a lot of people that have strong opinions, and the more shy people don't express their opinion. And this is a way to kind of get the community as a whole, get a lot of responses, things like that. So I just wanted to make you aware of this. It is an additional $4,000, which is a lot of money, but it's the cost for mailings and things like that is where the costs come from. But with that being said, I wanted to at least want you guys to know the option that we have with that. So that is something that I'd like you guys to at least think about and kind of get some ideas.
Cause that would
Or
come
get some
out,
ideas from-
that would come out of the general fund, right?
It would come out of the general fund, correct, where we're budgeting this.
Where we were running tight already last year.
Correct.
Need to dump another $4,000 into that if we
Correct.
don't have to, but I mean, if it's something that, you know, we have to do for this project, we have to do, but.
I mean, I wouldn't say that we have to do it. I think we're gonna have a community, or, I don't wanna say the word community, we're gonna have a meeting, amongst the community, but we're gonna try and get that started coming in March sometime. The reason I say March is he gave us kind of a breakdown of forming a committee, comprehensive plan committee. I know there was one in the past. But there's a number of different areas that we wanna cover within the community, whether it's someone from the EDA board, someone from the school, someone that's retired, a business owner, or someone that's part of the commercial club, youth in the community, or the younger.
Well, yeah,
Churches.
Our EDA committee that's just set up amongst the council, basically just right now, 2 council members stepping in on it, right? I'm pretty sure you're on it.
Well, I think I
Mike.
am. You and I and Linda.
And Linda, okay.
So what I was gonna request is that Carrie and I will try and put some people together and communicate, and try and put together a committee or a task force is what it's technically called from the town.
I remember when we did the first comp plan, they want from every
One thing.
part of the community represented.
Yeah, kind of getting, you know, from top to bottom, everyone that kind of plays a different role in the community to try and come together. Some always can't make it, so it'll help balance things out, try and get around that 8 to 10 people.
How does Scott, our previous or our old comp plan play into this picture?
I don't think
It's-
it's obsolete.
It is, that's pretty
Well, our
much.
goals have,
key.
and when you look at our comp plan, a lot of our goals
Are
that in
still
that comp
there.
are still our goals.
Yeah.
You know, so.
He has the copy, he has, what he needs. So.
Okay. Oh,
it's
he does
gonna
have our
play-
own.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just gonna be obviously much, you
Yeah.
know, things are gonna get updated
Okay.
tremendously, so.
Yeah.
But
That was a long time ago.
So I guess I just wanted to update you, get a feel for what
Sure.
the survey was, which I think we'll just stick with the community meetings and not do the survey. And by next meeting, I wanna try and have some more information in regards to a task force, so we can, sometime by the end of February, I'd like to have them appointed, go through that
Have the
process.
council,
get everyone
If
on
we wanna,
board.
if we wanna try and put that list together, or you want help putting that list together, what we should do is put the list together and bring it back to the council. Have the council
Correct.
approve that committee, so we have that documented.
Yes.
And we'll
So
go from there.
my request is that give us a few
Whatever
weeks to
you
get that
need,
together,
whatever you
and
need to put it together, Scott.
and then we can move forward with appointing, then we can start planning those processes to get moving.
And if there's other council members who wanna be on this, they certainly are welcome to do it, because our meetings are all gonna be open to the public anyway, I was, right?
Correct, he did
I
advise
would
to
think-
stay away from that just because of all the
Yeah, you don't want it.
processes involved.
Okay, with the
That way,
postings and
If
everything.
something changes where you need to reschedule or things like that, then it doesn't fall into that 3-day effective posting.
And I think
But
I had
that-
heard,
either way, we can, I mean,
yeah,
Well, council members can still come, they just wouldn't be able to partake in the conversation.
but either way, if we want more council members, then we can just do that
Okay.
process and understand the thing, so.
yeah, and I think I had been, when we talked about this, when we were gonna be doing the comprehensive plan, I think I talked about wanting to be on it, so, even though I wasn't on the EDA.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were appointed to that, but why don't you
Well, I
double
don't know
check
if we
that?
did official appointing, but I'm not to the EDA, I was to the comprehensive plan.
So what did you want?
To be on. the-
Comp plan?
Right,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
okay, let's double check that and see where we're at.
That's easy.
Okay,
Any communication in regards to starting that.
okay.
So that's pretty much all I have then for the comment at this time.
Thanks, Debbie. We have a gambling permit for Holy Trinity. I do
So
believe
there's a
that is a raffle.
Raffle permit,
June
correct.
25th at the golf course.
Mm-hmm. Anybody have any concerns about this?
I'll make
If
the
not,
motion.
Donnie making a motion to approve?
Yep.
Motion on the floor from Donnie, can we get a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mike, all those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, carried unanimously. Scott, what do we have on the tourism information request? We've seen a letter in your packet.
Correct. Jill Damon reached out to the city in regards to, if you kind of see, they're thinking of trying to put some type of a tourism informational center within the city of Pierz. So they kind of started the process already, but I wanted to, first of all, reach out to you guys and kind of get on the same page. They're thinking of putting up a sign, but obviously there's permitting and things like that. There's a lot of steps that go with getting a sign through the Minnesota DOT. I guess first of all, I just wanted to get the council's go ahead with that in regards to putting a sign somewhere in the city. We need to figure out where that's gonna be. I'm not 100% sure what are all the details. I did try reaching Richard Lunch out of the Baxter, Minnesota DOT, but didn't have time to get the information on that yet. But as it was fairly quick, everything came up. But I guess I just wanted to kind of put some feelers out there when we think about an informational sign. I'm not sure if we have to do it each side of
I
the
would say
city.
the first step, Scott, is why don't you have them come in and fill out the permit? They should actually have a picture of, or some idea, drawing of what the sign's gonna look like. That would be your first step. Second step would be to get it over to planning zone, make sure that it's gonna meet the city's zoning requirements, and then it would, the DOT simultaneously could be looking at it as well. I don't know if they have something out there, information.
I thought
wise
this
that-
tourism signs are pretty standard sign, I don't think you get a lot of choice, I think it's a blue sign and it's,
Yeah, and I don't know if that's what they're looking for, if they want something additional other than that, or.
And I guess I'll try and figure
Yeah.
that out. But what about,
This sign would be what, directing it to
I believe so, yes.
the,
According to this, it's
Information
gonna be
located
Hartman's
at-
store, it's gonna be Pierz Foods,
And
and
there's gonna
City
be,
Hall and Bush B&B.
well, there's gonna be City Hall and Penny Bucks Bed and Breakfast will have materials. But as far as a place to go, it would be between Hartman's and Pierz Foods.
Yeah, that's what this is.
As far as, that's kind of how I understand it, I did have a chance to talk with her briefly.
Try and
But
get a
there's,
little more info on that end of things.
and there's gonna be permitting costs, and I don't know how much that's gonna be, or what those costs are gonna entail, but
well,
is
it's
that the
the
city's
process.
cost, or is that commercial club's cost, or where do we wanna?
Right.
Yeah, let's figure out first where we're start the process and see, where we get with that. Eventually it's gonna come to the city council. And as far as the application that they fill out, we typically will turn in your fee at that time, right, Don? I guess it's up to the council if you guys wanna waive that fee, or if you wanna charge the fee to the commercial club, or how you wanna go about it.
So when I start the permitting process, and first get more information out of Minnesota DOT and what those costs are, if we have the, like you said, they're probably standard signs, we probably can't disrupt anything.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what
I don't
exactly.
think you get a lot of
I don't
choice
know
on
what
it.
kind of right of ways we're looking at, or where the, I guess we have.
Well, yeah, and just from my standpoint, if it's something that is promoting the city and everything, I think we would waive the,
Correct.
permit fees. We need to have more information
Yeah,
on
what
what
they
the,
have to get a little more.
It's, yeah.
I mean, what exactly are they looking for a sign? I mean, typically those signs, a lot of times when I see them anyway, they're on a freeway or a highway that points to the
You
city,
too.
kind of an off-ramp to get into the city, and then they'll advertise those businesses, to get off, like food, drink, camping,
I
lodging,
would say,
whatever.
I'll start with, Minnesota DOT, they're gonna have the initial overall, it's gonna be in their right of way, it's gonna be on their state highway.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's permits and or procedures to go through to get those signs installed.
well, and even as far as, okay, you're gonna point it out to this tourism thing, we should kinda know, are they gonna come up with a pamphlet on what is,
They have a very brief, they did drop off some last Friday, they're just paper pamphlets at this time, but like I said, I don't know what's at Lloyd's, I don't know what's at Pierz Foods, it was just dropped
Yeah.
off and, it just was.
Scotty, just find out if you can, what exactly they're looking for, and we'll just run the ball from there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Give us a good idea of what we're looking for from. CD renewal.
We had a CD auto renew that I never got a notice on January 12th. And I called Sharon Bell on that, and it renewed at like 0.6%. And I said, well, wait, I never got a notice on this. So she said, well, you get a 10-day grace to auto renew. So without penalty, I auto renewed that 5 years at 2%, but that's based on council approval. And I can, I'm sorry.
at 2% or 0.2%?
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, if you did 2%, we're gonna.
Don't even bother bringing it to the council, just do it.
5 years.
No, if you do it for 5 years, it is spent, it's not that.
Oh, 5 years?
Yeah.
5 year, yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
And,
That's pretty good.
it was an electric fund CD for $128,000.
Just a little food for thought, that actually started under 100,000 in 2006, so we've actually gained just under 30,000 in the past 10 years on the CD. So it's been there for 10 years, I think another 5 years would be realistic, as we haven't touched it for.
No, I think it's a good
whatever
idea.
projects we wanna do.
You know, we would've gone backwards at that, cause it started at 0.6. What you said, for 1 year it's 0.6.
Yeah, that's what it auto renewed at, and I'm like, wait a second, I never even saw this notice to take it to the council. So, I'm asking you if that's okay that we leave it at that, or she said that I would have, the opportunity to change it if the council.
Yeah, why don't we get a motion
Change it
from the
to
council?
4.
Change it to 4, should I call her and say that's a council?
Change it to 4.
Okay.
Let's get a motion from the council to have that auto approved.
I make a motion, we have the electric CD renewed at 2% for 5 years at F&M Bank.
Is that 128, was it?
128,845.63 cents.
Motion on the floor from Steph, can we get a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Donnie, all those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, carried unanimously. We will be looking at doing another electric CD, I believe it's, next month, if we figure out a couple of details or whatever we can bring into the
Maybe
council.
a couple other ones, or money markets or something.
Yeah, money markets or something, so we'll bring that to the next council meeting for you guys. And we have some department reports. I think Bobby's out, got his hands full plowing snow.
It is 12 hours sleep a little while back, so.
Yeah, he should be getting some Z's about now, I would hope. Chief, do you have anything for us?
Yearly report I printed out, I put it on your boxes for your review.
Very nice, I like the
Fancy.
picture.
Same as the year
Yeah.
before.
Did you guys see the picture inside the front cover?
Oh, guys, I looked at mine.
No different than last year's
That's what I
pictures.
drew.
Couple stars.
I just look younger in that picture.
Hey, we'll just take and maybe we can sell these there. You know,
Yeah.
got your photo
No.
on, like your calendars.
I
that-
can't give them away.
I have a different one with him a little bit younger that we can throw on there.
Yeah, Mr. Bajolski. The back page was sort of the fun one. I was going through the evidence locker, going through old reports, and I found, yearly reports from 1980 and 1981, and that's where I came up with what they put on for squad car mileage, 26,000, 10 miles, gallons of fuel used. I just thought it was quite interesting to look at back in 1980 and 1981, so. Other than that, it was a good year. Numbers were up again, and I think it's just, they're gonna continue to increase each and every year from here forward.
Any new problems you're seeing a trend to, Eric? Or out
No,
of the ordinary problems you're seeing kind of a more of a trend to that are starting to pick up within the city?
not really,
Okay.
Toby. It's just, it's consistent. The calls they're increasing each month. It's sort of surprising what they are doing. Like this month again for January, we're up to, it's 106 or 109 calls already this month. And that's actually, I mean, if you go back to when we first started, you're lucky to get 40 or 50, so it's
Yeah.
just, it's a significant increase each year, and it is what it is, but Lowscheider's on board. He started the 11th and is doing a great job. When he's working the weekends, the squad car's staying in town with him, so there's, I don't know if you guys know, so it's good for Pierz, it's good for everybody.
I like having that presence around.
It is, it's nice, especially in the evenings now.
Yeah. Thanks, chief, and
Yep.
excellent job on this.
Thanks.
Yep, thanks, Eric.
Anybody else have anything? Scotty, you got anything on the admin end?
Nope, everything's pretty much on the agenda in front of you, so.
Well, if there's nothing else, looking for a motion to adjourn. Gina has made a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Second by Mike. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, carried unanimously.
Okay.
Thank you
Terry
very
might
much,
be opposed, I
everybody.
think she wanted a little longer.
Terry?
I would like a story.
Then you're gonna have to go to the Little Falls City Council meeting.